Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. Talking about Joe Biden. He's a lech. He is. There was a senator that said half the people in the Senate would be dismissed if it was allegations of sexual misconduct. But here's the thing, and this is where it always comes back to. You see these young, hot young girls who will be with these 70-year-old men and 80-year-old men. Don't even miss a beat. They're, traveling companions, concubines, you name it. And so when you hear these women then cry foul, you're like, tough to believe you. Tough to believe that you didn't sell out for power. And look, I'm not trying to be, don't misunderstand me. I know that guys will hit on women and do the wrong thing and they will use their power. But we're talking about in the real world of business, man, you better, if once somebody tells you no, you better jump off. You better leave it alone. But in Congress, man, they'll reassign you, do things, and nothing happens. Hollywood's the same way. It's where you get that power, man, that the most power. You could be the most powerful CEO in the world. You get enough people that say, he's sexually harassing me, you're in big trouble. But you're in Hollywood, there are people that will cover it up for you. In D.C., Lord, they make Hollywood look benign in comparison. Joe Biden is a wreck, a lecherous wreck. He's got a problem. They say Biden walks around when he was the vice president, and they were in wherever their residence was. He would walk around butt naked at night. This is what this Secret Service guy is saying. This guy walked around butt naked at night, stark naked. I don't know why they call it stark versus even buck naked. We used to call it butt naked. And I can understand that because it shows your butt. But buck naked or stark naked, I don't get. I have to look those up. I don't like not knowing the meaning of things. But anyway, Biden walks around in his birthday suit at night. Now here's what I want you to remember. Now here's what I want you to remember about what I want you to remember about leftists. They pretend to protect those whom they hurt the most. So here's what the Huffington Post said about Biden's legacy. Joe Biden will leave a legacy of staunch advocacy for women's rights when he steps down as vice president in a week. He was a leader in passing and renewing the 1994 Violence Against Women's Act and had been the chief advocate of the Obama administration's national campaign to combat sexual assault on college campuses. Neither of which have done anything. Those achievements, among others, were no small reason why he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Biden touted his role in elevating the seriousness and pervasiveness of sexual harassment in a September 2015 speech, noting that his work dated back as far as 1991. During the Clarence Thomas hearings, one of those things emerged was the issue of sexual harassment. It was the thing that no one wanted to touch. I remember saying to my colleagues, this is much bigger than a single judge. Whatever. He's a dirty old fart is what he is. And he wants people to believe that he fights for women. But like I told you, it's quite the opposite. Joe Biden's not fighting for women. He's fighting to protect himself in the event of a woman saying, you did this to me. Yeah. Your so-called fight for women gives him ammunition. That's right. If women or even their husbands or their friends accuse him of being what he is, he can say, no, I received the humanitarian award for this. I received the Congressional Medal of this or that. He's a dirty old man. Best-selling author Ronald Kessler documented Biden's problems with female agents in his book, The First Family Detail. Agents say that whether at the vice president's residence or at his home in Delaware, Biden has a habit of swimming in the pool nude. Female Secret Service agents find that offensive. The Secret Service agent confirmed Kessler's story, adding it was especially an issue at his Delaware house that he would go to every weekend. He would only get naked when Jill was absent. Jill's his wife. And the only reason someone has knocked Biden on his butt to stop his lecherous behavior is Biden's power. And you can bet this pathology is not limited to Joe Biden. This is across the board. Many in D.C. behave this way, folks. Or they're far worse. And like Hollywood, if we knew the extent of this behavior, we wouldn't allow politicians to get as comfortable in their roles as we allow them to get. But we do. Anyway, I'm going to shift off of that. I want to talk about Planned Parenthood because they've been denied. Here's what's funny. I was thinking about Planned Parenthood. If this organization, we could get rid of it immediately. If it was started by a president who supported the Klan, it would be done. They'd kill it. You would know all about it. You'd know its history. You'd know the reason that it kills so many minority babies. That would be a stat that the left would throw up. They would be talking about, how this organization needs to be outlawed in every state. How could it possibly be allowed to get funds? Yada, yada, yada. It would be completely broke. That's what I think. Anyway, the Eighth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals has, for the second time in 4 months, turned Planned Parenthood Great Plains away in its quest to regain qualified healthcare provider status in the state of Arkansas. The decision is the latest in a 2-year battle that began when Governor Asa Hutchinson canceled Arkansas's contract, largely due to numerous videos showing Planned Parenthood representatives discussing the sale of fetal body parts harvested post-abortion. Now, here's what I've told you guys many times. Why isn't this common sense? Why wouldn't we automatically say, we're not going to, it's one thing that you're killing kids and we're funding it. It's a whole other that you're using money that you're getting to finance your Lamborghinis, I think is what they were talking about in the undercover video. And then get this, the lawyers sued the organization who got the video as if he'd done something wrong. Told you guys, truisms. This is what you should be thinking about today when you listen to this show. Truisms. What are liberals like in truth? Killing babies, minority babies in record numbers. Saying it's about women's reproductive rights when they know that's not what this is about. And now they want your money. They want to be declared a healthcare provider. It's a lot of money to pay people for killing babies. And I can't believe we funded this. This should be national legislation that Planned Parenthood is not part of the healthcare, whatever they call themselves, not get healthcare provider status. If you're a woman, if you want to get Planned Parenthood, it should be like Aflac. I'm going to get Planned Parenthood in case I want to have an abortion. And it'll be covered. So that should be an option. You women, do you want to do this? Because I think the majority of women would say, I don't want the Planned Parenthood stock, or package, insurance package. No way. I'll have my baby. I think that's what would happen. Or pay for your own abortion. If you want to rationalize it, pay for it yourself. Anyway, they said since that time, the federal district court and the Eighth Circuit have gone back and forth on the issue, with the appeals court this time refusing to reconsider its earlier 2-1 decision in August to let Asa Hutchinson's decision stand. Supporters of Planned Parenthood claim, and were previously backed by Obama's Department of Health and Human Services, that the decision violated federal law, though determining the qualification of Medicare providers has typically been left up to the states. So here we go. The states have been determining who will be the Medicare providers, and Obama's administration says, nope, put Planned Parenthood on there. Kill as many black children, brown children as you want, no problem. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge is pleased with the court's decision to deny the request for the rehearing, which reaffirms that Planned Parenthood and the 3 patients it recruited could not contest in federal court Arkansas's determination that a medical provider has engaged in misconduct that merits disqualification from the Medicaid program. So, thankfully, if they're going to continue to have abortions in Arkansas, they got to do it on their own nickel. It's not going to be done on ours. And I think that's fair. I'm sick of paying for things that I have nothing to do with and that I morally don't support. So kudos. Asa Hutchinson did a good job in Arkansas, and I'd like to see this program expanded. Maybe we'll get back on that and have the Tea Party community look more into helping out in that endeavor. Back in a bit.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.